the penultimate Q12 of 2018. Basically, we've got 10 fantastic players in the finals, and we're down to the riffraff at the end of the season. And then Mr. Clive Dunning's joined us today, who is a brain of Britain and a mastermind, which is small potatoes for these titans who sit alongside him. But anyway, the first round is 6 players. One of them is going to go through to the final in December, and we're playing effectively what is the round 2 of Q12. Round Q of Q12 involves 12 questions set by Mr. Ashton Davies. Each of them divided into 6 parts. Each part becomes incrementally worth less than the part before. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nevertheless, if you get them wrong, you lose the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think a lot of you have seen this, know the rules anyway, but I thought I'd go over that. Good luck, everybody, apart from Chris, Clive, Norman, Steve, and Wilbur.
Okay.
I.e. me.
Don't forget, the question is always live, you still lose 1 point if you get it through.
Give me some answers, for God's sake.
Okay, good luck everybody. Question 1. 6 points. This structure's design was inspired by Hell Gate in New York. For 5 points. In 2000, this structure was lit up with the word eternity, in tribute to an artist who lived in the city where this structure is situated, and who for many years had inscribed that word in copper-plate handwriting on the city's pavements. For 4 points. Just as this structure was about to be formally declared open, a man in military uniform on a horse rode up past the assembled dignitaries, slashed the ribbon with a sword, and declared the structure open in the name of the people of the state in which it is situated. He was promptly arrested. For 3 points, this structure has had the Olympic rings hung from it and is used as a framework from which fireworks are set off during this city's iconic New Year's Eve celebrations. For 2 points, this structure was designed by Dorman Long & Co. of Middlesbrough. Bright Bean?
Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Correct.
A whole page for that question.
So it's got big type.
Just ask anyone Dorman Long and it's got the Middlesbrough, they know what it is.
That's why I moved it from 3 points to 2 points. Okay, question 2. For 6 points, this man was born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1899. For 5 points, in 1961, this man wrote a fan letter to Groucho Marx, and the two struck up a correspondence. However, when they finally met in the flesh for the first time 3 years later, they did not get on, as Marx wanted to discuss literary matters, whilst this man only wanted to talk about comedy. For 4 points, as well as his writing, this man held down a succession of other jobs, most notably as a teacher at Highgate School, where he taught a young John Betjeman. For 3 points, he later worked at publishers Faber and Faber, where he was responsible for publishing poets such as W.H. Auden and Ted Hughes. Clive?
T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot?
Just want to say Louis.
Well, you know, I'll say Louis.
Don't say St. Louis when you return Louis, that's a tip.
Research, please.
Question 3. For 6 points, this American professional sports team are the oldest in their state, and when they were founded in 1965, they were the first professional team of this sport in this city since the Seahawks folded in 1947. For 5 points, this team's mascot is known as TD, after a vote by fans to choose the name. For 4 points, this team's most bitter rivalry has tended to be with the New York team, despite there being nearly 1,300 miles between the two cities. Sometimes...
That is Steve Kerr eventually.
Mariners.
No, minus 4.
Never going to be that easy, was it?
Most bitter rivalry with the New York team, despite there being nearly 1,300 miles between the two cities. This is sometimes put down to the large number of expat New Yorkers who live in or near the city where this team is based. For 3 points, in the 1960s and 70s, a live animal of the type this team is named after was kept in...
Miami Dolphins.
Correct.
I'd have got Bengals on that anyway, so...
Question 4. For 6 points, this band's singer once claimed they were more Irish than U2, despite the fact that none of its members were born there. For 5 points, before the band were formed, that singer authored a book about James Dean. For 4 points, this band's based... Clive?
Smiths?
Yes. I hadn't really started the 4 points, that's a 5. Yeah, I hadn't really started. Sorry. Question 5. For 6 points, this musical instrument is a transposing instrument, In other words, its music is written at a pitch different from the pitch it actually sounds. For 5 points, in Mozart's The Magic Flute, this instrument is used to portray the bird catcher. For 4 points, American marching bands play an upright version of this instrument known as a bell lyre. For 3 points, the band Rush used this instrument in several of their...
Will?
Wilkinsfield.
Yes. And question 6. For 6 points, this English county is the 27th largest and 15th most populous. For 5 points, every Bramley apple is descended from a tree grown in this English county in 1809. For 4 points, Ned Ludd, from whom the Luddites are said to take their name, is supposed to have committed his acts of vandalism upon knitting frames in this county's county town. For 3 points, a village in this county is famed for stories depicting its residents as being particularly stupid. In turn, Washington Irving used this village's name as an alter ego for New... Clive?
You want the county?
Yes.
Nottinghamshire.
Yes.
That's 3 points.
That's halfway through. Score check.
Halfway. Clive's on 11, Chris on 5, Will on 3. Steve Kidd's on -4, and Stephen Lacey and Norman on 0.
That's Steve Rhodes.
Steve Rhodes is also on 0, so he might get through with you, Nick.
Okay, second half. Question 7. For 6 points, this man had a brief boxing career as a lightweight under the name Packy East, which consisted of 4 wins and 1 loss. Many years later, he participated in 3 staged charity bouts against Jack Dempsey, Rocky Marciano and Sugar Ray Robinson. For 5 points, although he wasn't born there, he grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and owned a small stake in his hometown baseball team, the Indians. For 4 points, his real first name was Leslie.
Norman?
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope. Question 8, 6 points. As of July 2018, only 8 members of this group are still alive, following the death of Jeffrey Wellen. For 5 points, in total, this group numbered nearly 3,000. For 4 points, the official memorial to these people is at Capel-le-Fern. For 3 points, James Lacey was the most successful member of this group with a recorded 28 kills. For 2 points, 5...
Steve Kidd?
Aces, World War II flying aces.
No.
Is that -3?
3. 2 points. 5 confirmed victories by a member of this group would grant him the title Ace. There were 4 recorded instances of this being achieved in a single day. For 1 point, who were these RAF pilots, usually known by an epithet bestowed upon them by Winston Churchill?
Clive?
A few.
Well, there are not many left now. I should imagine the figures for aces is about the same.
Question 9. For 6 points, this institution has an outpost located in Tring, Hertfordshire, which was formerly a private collection owned by Lionel Walter, the 2nd Baron Rothschild. For 5 points, this institution's main site is divided up into 4 coloured zones, which include such attractions as Restless Surface, From the Beginning and Lasting Impressions. For 4 points, along with Imperial College London and the Royal Albert Hall, amongst others, this institution forms part of an area informally known as Albertopolis. For 3 points, the Darwin Centre and the Attenborough Studio are 2 further constituent parts of this institution. For 2 points, the 1975 Disney film One of Our Dinosaurs is Missing is set in this institution, as is part of the 2014...
Steve Kidd?
Natural History Museum.
Correct, 2 points. 3 questions to go. Question 10, 6 points. Because this foodstuff absorbs water from the air, it has a shelf life of about 2 weeks after preparation, before becoming heavy and chewy. For 5 points, it's been claimed that this foodstuff was invented by an Italian chef named Gasparini in a Swiss village around the end of the 17th century. 4 points, however, a recipe for an item very similar to this product appears in a 1604 English recipe book where it's called white biscuit bread. For 3 points, this foodstuff comes in 3 main types, French, Italian and Swiss. A vegan version uses the water in which legumes such as chickpeas have been cooked to mimic the properties of egg whites which are used in the normal version. For 2 points, this foodstuff can be used as part of various desserts such as cream of...
Steve Kidd?
Meringue.
2 points. Some back into it a bit.
Right, so 2 questions to go. Currently qualifying Clive on 12, Chris on 5, Norman 4, Will 3, Steve Lacey 0, Steve Kidd -3.
Okay, question 11. 6 points. Due to his father's leftist political leanings, this man was named after a Mexican president with the surname Juarez. 5 points. This man emigrated to Switzerland to avoid military service and worked as a stonemason in Geneva. For 4 points, this man has been played on film by Bob Hoskins and Antonio Banderas. For 3 points, he married twice and had 6 children and was the youngest ever.
Clive.
Mussolini.
This is Mussolini again, played by Bob Hoskins, as appeared earlier.
3.
No, I didn't get to my favourite bit, which is that Beano ran a comic strip lampooning him entitled Musso the Wop from 1940 to 1943.
Right, you qualify though. Keep your fingers off that buzzer.
3.
I don't want you in France.
And you're right to think that.
Last question. So,
You need 6 to draw level. With,
Okay.
Steve Kidd, you need 6. Steve Lacey, you need 3 to draw level.
I'm safe, aren't I?
You're safe.
You're safe. For 6 points, this phrase has been used as the title of a novel by James Patterson, a song title by Steely Dan on the album Katie Lied, and a 2013 episode of South Park.
Steve Kidd.
Reeling in the years.
Minus.
It's not on Kids and Light.
Yeah, I think
It's on Chris album.
For 5 points, it has been used to describe events as diverse as the 1873 crash of the Vienna stock market, a series of devastating bushfires in the Australian state of Victoria, and a 2004 violent crackdown by government forces on peaceful protesters in the Maldives. For 4 points, in 2018, one of the days given this name will fall on the 21st of December. For 3 points, in the UK, it can be used to describe the most popular night for office Christmas parties and the consequent strain placed upon the police and ambulance services. For 2 points, however, it is probably more widely known thanks to its American meaning, which has been in usage since at least 1961.
Bean.
Black Rhino?
Correct answer.
So,
Hey, go on.
qualified, Clive on 15, Chris on 7, Norman on 4, and Will on 3.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, final round for the penultimate place in Q12 2018. In the last Q12, the last answer given was Ian Jury and the Blockheads. Question 1. What is the name of Ian Jury's son, who has released 5 solo albums?
Clive.
That's
That's correct. Question 2.
Just reset.
I was going to go on and mention Anne Baxter of All About Eve. She was the granddaughter of which man, the creator of Falling Water in Pennsylvania, and
Clive.
I'm going right.
Frank Lloyd Wright. Told you I only need 12 questions for this.
We've got 17 minutes on the tape.
Question 3. The boxer Lloyd Honeyghan was the undisputed world champion at which weight in 1980?
Clive.
Well,
Correct.
Patrick.
Number 4. Although now based in Berlin, the newspaper Die Welt was founded by British occupying forces in which German city?
Bean.
Hamburg?
Correct.
He knew that all the time.
Question 5. The Hamburg-born photographer Astrid Kircher became engaged to which Englishman in 1962 after meeting him during his band's stay in the city?
Clive.
Stuart Sutcliffe.
You don't lose a life on this if the question's finished.
Question 6. The Yorkshire Ripper Peter Sutcliffe is currently incarcerated in which prison?
Bean.
Durham? Belmont?
I'm going to. No, I have a problem with this. Is Durham the same as Franklin's prison?
Yeah.
Is it the same prison? It's the same prison, yeah, that's right.
Is it like Leeds
That's the
down
name of
there?
Durham
Yeah.
business, is Frankfurt. It's actually on there. There's only one prison in Durham, it's Frankfurt prison.
Which man wrote the song Durham Town and took it to number 12 in the charts in 1916?
Clive.
Roger Whittaker. In 2014, which word was dropped from the annual publication which thenceforward was known as simply Whittaker's?
Clive.
Almanac.
Clive is halfway there now.
Where's everybody else?
Chris is on 2, no one else has scored, no one's lost a life.
Which man wrote the song Autumn Almanac?
Clive.
Ray Davis.
Ray Davis. The comedian and actor Greg Davies was in a relationship with which Labour MP and leadership candidate for several years until 2015? No, it
That's how it works. It's not Caroline Flynn.
It wasn't Caroline Flint, no. This Kendall.
Rita.
Born in Kendal in 1945 and educated at the town's grammar school, which historian has been called the rudest man in Britain? He is a regular contributor to Radio 4's The Moral Maze and is best known for his 2006 series Monarchy.
Clive?
David Starkey.
Certainly is.
Formerly the Countess Gregorini di Sivigno di Romagna, what is the name of Ringo Starr's former Bond girl wife?
Clive?
Barbara Bach.
Clive's 3 away now.
What was the surname of the virtuoso harpsichordist after whom J.S. Bach's 1741 variations are named?
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
2 away.
Wrestling question.
14. Who plays the Reverend Mother alongside Whoopi Goldberg's sister Mary Clarence in Sister Act?
Clive?
Maggie Smith.
1 away.
Even with low culture, I can't get it. Of which subject is Minerva McGonagall, played by Smith, a professor at Hogwarts?
B.
Wizardry.
No. Will?
Maths.
No. Clive?
Portions.
No.
Altogether.
Transfiguration. Transfiguration. Changing into other stuff.
I'm going to try to figure this quiz, isn't she?
The defunct American airline Trans World Airways had its main hub at Lambert International Airport in which city on the banks of the Mississippi? Noted for its NHL team, the Blues, and named after...
B.
St. Louis.
Yep. Which man's latest TV series is entitled Altered States and looks into the unusual...
B.
Louis Theroux. Whilst a pupil at Westminster School, Louis Theroux was close friends with which future politician with whom he travelled around America during a gap year? This man has recently been appointed Vice President of a major social media concern.
B.
Nick Clegg. Dying last year at the age of 96, who played Norman Clegg in Last of the Summer Wine?
Clive?
Big South.
That's for the win.
That's the one more place left at the QU12 for the final in 2018. We've got an awesome lineup. We've got these two guys here. We've got a few other people sitting there. We've got Norman, we've got Simon, we've got Mike. Well, I said a few awesome guys. Lee. It's going to be just the most wonderful thing. If I've missed your name out, Brendan, or Matt Laycock, that's my bad. Great sets of questions, and I'm sure that Chris Bean coming second there deserves a big round of applause. Well done.